Yes, greetings, family. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Empress Reserve Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Yeah. So we in the building. Welcome to another episode of Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. Y'all already know. Tonight, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're now tuning in first time, if this is your live broadcast, a repeat, recorded, whatever you're looking at it, tonight we're going to touch on a few things. One, back at the GIS again, I have some information that might kind of contradict what you heard in the news today. So we'll determine right now whether or not we're being played by these politicians. I don't know, maybe politicians playing the mass or playing the masses, unless the M is silent. Which is a possibility. My grandmother always said that politicians be playing the masses, but the M is silent. Anyhow, we also going to touch on this growing trend in Barbados where we noticing these banks closing, short staff. Prime Minister talking about banks got to release money. Where is this really all going? You don't want to miss tonight. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. Politically Incorrect is in the building, and we have some information that you do not want to miss. I mean, I was hoping to have a whole different program tonight, but again, these man, wait till you see what I have to show you. You'll understand why. In the meantime, let me just go line this up real quick. I found an RPG tune that I think was a kind of fitting. Not really. Well, I'm gonna let y'all decide. I'm gonna let y'all decide, man.
How you feeling, everybody? Let me see you raise the hand and say whoa. Say whoa, 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 whoa. Say yeah.
Red plastic bag, man.
Your song ready. I want you to help me sing this one tonight.
Go tell a friend.
Back in my country.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
Politicians pay the mass. I know they pay the mass here too. I am saying got to pay more taxes.
Listen carefully.
Whoa. Let me hear you sing. I love Barbados.
Yeah, we love Barbados, man, but
I love Barbados.
we got some stuff we got to deal with, man. We got some stuff we have to deal with.
I love Barbados.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
I'm going
to do the same thing right now. I'm going to share.
Whatever you like.
Make sure you like, subscribe, click all notifications. Otherwise, they'll block you.
What they're playing?
They're playing the mass. They're playing the mass. The masses. They're playing the masses, people. Don't get tired with it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, family. Good night to you too. Yeah, I see you, Monica. Elder, I see you. Bishai. Jackie, I see you. Phil, shalom. I got your message, man. Violet, congratulations, Violet. Congratulations. Go tell a friend and tell a friend.
Politicians, they playing the mass.
Politicians playing the mass, man. Politicians playing the mass, man.
Politicians, they playing the mass.
They're playing the mass all over the Caribbean.
Politicians, they playing the mass.
What they playing? They're playing the mass. Go tell a friend and tell a friend.
They playing the mass. What they playing? What they playing? Politicians, they playing the mass. Ay.
I see you, Kevin. Go share this, like and subscribe and share. Tell your friends. Right now, family, we're gonna start to jump in this thing, man. They got a lot to share tonight. Politicians playing the mask, man.
Who said that they can jump and run? Who said that they don't like to dance? Believe it or not, they really like to play.
They really like to.
They party hop for what they can get.
Yes, family.
When it comes to mass, yes, they come around. They get to the dance, even though when they come, it's a mass of confusion. It's mass all year round, but the folks enjoy stuff. Politicians, they play the
Politicians playing the mass.
Up in Kingston, it is high action.
Shout out to the family in Jamaica, man.
They play the mass. In Cuba, the politicians, they play the mass.
Politicians playing the mass, family. I mean, if you could relate, man, throw some energy up, man. Let me see what's going on, family. If you could relate to this tune right here, go ahead and put some energy up, man. Politicians indeed playing the mass, man. They've been doing it for a minute. And, man, enough is enough, man. That's how we're looking at it. Enough is enough. Bottom line. Politicians playing the mass, family. So tell me, family, I trust that everybody been having a fantastic week thus far. Divine night to you, family. I'm telling you right now, you're going to need a pen and paper, man. I mean, fool me once. Fool me once. Shame on you, man. Fool me twice regarding GIS. Shucks. Man, nah. Not going to work. So where do we start tonight? Like, where do we start, family? I want y'all to get this clear, though. I want y'all listen to me very carefully. What I'm about to show you is probably going to be a bit disturbing for some, not the usual folks. So if you're watching for the first time or, you're not too familiar with the platform, then trust me, you might want to put on a seatbelt because I'm going to show you some stuff, man, that's going to make your head spin. I guarantee by the end of this program, I guarantee. Let me just start it right off the top. I'm not even wasting any time, man. So I think the best place to start would be at the beginning. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the best place to start, at the beginning. I have to confess something though. They say only a fool is unable to change his opinion. Well, I have to change my opinion, family. I think that perhaps I might have been misled in my attempt to bring you the truth. As a matter of fact, let me confess and say this, man. What they said, problem, reaction, solution. You ever heard that before? It's called the Hungarian theory. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong. But it deals with basically when the government wants to put something in motion, what they do is they create a problem. They go strategize, they come up with some ideas, they create a problem, and they put the problem in motion. Then they sit back and they watch the public's reaction to the problem that they created in the first place. Then what they do after that is that they then bring and offer a solution. Now, sounds kind of strange, isn't it? Well, guess what? Here, watch this, man. Just watch this, man. Let me just go and put this up real quick. Let me just go ahead and share this one time, man. Problem, reaction, solution, right? I apologize in advance, family, but just walk with me for a minute. Just walk with me. So let me just go ahead and put this up. This has been circulating in the media for a couple of days. I want to break this down. I'm gonna connect all these dots tonight. Mark my word. I'm gonna connect these dots, family. Give a listen to this, man. Make sure the volume is up. I think the volume. Yeah. Let's go. Okay.
In a matter of weeks, the girls at the government industrial school will have a fresh start at a new location. The female wards who are currently housed at Barrows in St. Lucie will join the boys here at Dosland St. Philip. Renovations totaling 1.4 million Barbadian dollars got underway last month and are expected to be completed by September 9th. Minister of Home Affairs Wilfred Abrams, GIS management, and project officials toured the facility and gave a comprehensive update on future plans.
What we're doing is we are renovating the old Carlstone buildings that were on site. As opposed to building new structures, this building is actually students. The windows are all being changed, and there's going to be new plumbing and fixtures in this building as well.
The detention block is among the areas being renovated.
It is not in use. It hasn't been in use for some time. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to modern day standards so that it can be put back into use. So we're going to remove these slabs. This is going to be replaced with all new furniture. We're going to install plumbing, toilet and a sink, and we're also changing the windows and installing electricity as well.
And although the boys and girls will be on the same property and administrative resources shared, a physical barrier will separate the two sexes. The relocation of the female wards comes after months of public scrutiny of the Barrows facility and its protocols. Mr. Abrams wants to reassure the public this is more than a physical change.
On the 9th of September, fresh start. Fresh start, fresh curriculum, fresh outlook, fresh programs. That's what we want. It's not just a geographical change of location, but we also looking to change the way the school operates. We're going to have purpose-built facilities that allow the girls to learn nails, hairdressing, the boys to learn barbering. We're going to try to provide as many opportunities here to allow our young people a chance to learn a skill that when they come out, they don't have to be scrunching for a job, but they can actually go to work for themselves. We're trying to create an entrepreneurial spirit among the wards of the government industrial school.
The transition is scheduled to take place in September. Crystal Hoyt, CBC News.
All right. So although it's a little sketchy there and you didn't quite hear everything, I'm probably going to try to post this on the page as well. I hope that y'all got the gist of it. If majority of y'all insist we I see Jackie say rewind it. If most y'all got the gist of it, I definitely want to get to the other stuff. But basically what they're doing is that they have actually found, get this, $1.4 million to renovate An old detention block. Listen to the names. It's a detention block, which means that this is probably used in time past for doing just that. It was their cells. There's no plumbing, there's no nothing in there but a concrete slab. I mean, you've seen the pictures yourself. I mean, if I go back here right now real quick, you see the image of a bed. It's a concrete slab. I mean, literally it's a slab. And this young lady, who's probably the project manager, not sure who she is or got the contract, whatever it is, this is an opportunity to put money again in people's hands. This is not an accident. This thing is happening in real time. As you can see, this project is already on the way. This is my question, though. If they found $1.4 million to renovate this old detention center, we could only imagine the kind of crimes that would have happened there in the past. From a spiritual perspective, if you're talking about healing and wellness, especially for our young people, this environment is not the place for them. Unfortunately, Mr. Wilfred again falls short because he has no empathy whatsoever. He cannot comprehend spiritual things. This is obvious because he would have never agreed to use that facility, considering the history of it. And I bet if we do the history of it, you can imagine the crimes that were committed in these same barracks and these same detention cells. Can you imagine the people who probably lost their life, who might have committed suicide, the kind of energy that's circulating in those actual walls? I mean, the paint looked like it's got asbestos, for heaven's sake. But, you know, these are the professionals. But here's my question. How comes all of a sudden this project is up and running? I mean, plans, document, it's already running. Why did they spend money to also fix up Barrows if they have plans on closing it? Who they fixing it up for? Like, what's the other part of the plan? So while we were busy tracking the young ladies, looking for young ladies, trying to figure out what's going on with the abuse, listening to the minister talk about investigations 1, 2, 3, and 4, and he got to get to the bottom of this and this. Man, hold on, let me get into it, man. Let me show you why this guy, right, has to resign, and I'm gonna show you exactly why tonight. That even let me just walk through it. Let me walk through it. But like I said, this is just the gist of this thing. The female wards are being transferred from Barrows up to Dodds, and they're spending 1.4 million to refurbish the detention blocks. As you can see, this place right here, this is no place, regardless of you put new paint on it, the spiritual energy, the energy here, you can see this is no place for healing. This is where they plan to lock these young ladies up. I'm sorry, you're going to put a bathroom, a toilet and a sink in it. That's a cell. It's basically a cell. It's a prison cell. It's a prison cell. It's no place for healing. It's a prison cell. And the only crime these young ladies are guilty of, and in some cases, perhaps even the young men, is wandering. You kidding me? Come on, man. Look, y'all people sick, man. Y'all sick. Y'all sick and you don't see it. You're sick and you don't see it. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. Wait till I share what I got next for y'all. Let me move on from this. This is right now where I have the problem, reaction, solution. They created the problem at Barrows, man, to justify what they was about to do, which they already knew what they had plans on doing. They already knew. Barrows was too far from St. Philip. Just traffic commute was too far. Too far. Let's keep them all together. This been in the plan. This been in the making. This is nothing new. So all that time he was talking, he had plans, or he was just stalling to get this up and running, to come out and boast about this place. Oh, here's the best part. They'll have it completed by 9/11. 9/11? 9/11? I want y'all to think 9/11 is a very significant number when it comes to certain spiritual things. 9/11. Go Google the numbers 9/11. They're not that date is not a random date. That's deliberate. We playing with these people, man, and we gonna end up having to, you know what? Let me just skip this. Let me skip this. Let me get out of here. So, like I said, I had to confess, man. I don't think I realized early enough what the plan was. We were busy trying to do a rescue mission, like he said, trying to save girls that maybe don't need saving at that time. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. That was part 1. I got part 2. I got more. I coming. I got more. Hold on. Hold on. Let's pull this from the beginning. Listen to this one right here. Listen to this one right here.
Barbados Today News Update.
Shout out to Barbados Today,
From the
man.
Barbados Today newsroom, this is your news update for Tuesday, July 12th. A warm welcome to you.
Pay
Home Affairs
attention.
Minister Wilfred Abrams today cleared the air on the alleged suicide attempt by a female ward of the Government Industrial School last Saturday. He spoke on the matter during a tour of a renovation project at the Dodds St. Philip facility.
People are putting things out there that have no basis in truth, no connection in truth. And then people are running, jumping on bandwagons, trying to protect persons who may at that time not be in need of protecting. It places the staff and those concerned with the school almost in an untenable position.
Okay. People that may not need protection, they're running with information that is unfounded. Where have we heard, family? Hold on a second. Where have we heard this before? Where have we heard this same commentary before? Tell me. Do you remember? Where you heard this before? Wait, there's more. Let me get into it, man. Let me get into it, man.
So you have to mobilize all of the resources of the government and the state to bring ambulances up, to send wards down to the QH, to have them tested. Well, the young lady is probably very lucky she didn't get her stomach pumped.
No empathy.
And then to come back and say, well, actually, no, I didn't take nothing. But we are being chased and pilloried and crucified. I am not saying nothing has ever happened at the school. The inquiry, which is going after all the evidence.
I am not saying that nothing never happened at the school. I want y'all to listen to what this man is saying. Wait, hold on, man. I need some responses. Can y'all hear me? I need some feed forward. I need some feed forward, man. Let me know who paying attention, man. Let me know if you out there paying attention. Can you hear? I need to see some correspondence here, man. Because what I'm about to reveal to y'all, I'm telling you, go tell a friend and tell a friend. This is no joke. You gotta listen to what this man is saying very carefully.
If you mention somebody's name, they're going to ask that person a question. Then leaving no stone unturned. At the end of that, a report will be made.
Okay. I'm going to play that again, family. I'm going to play that again. I want y'all to listen to what he's saying. Carefully. Very carefully. Very carefully.
Barbados Today News Update.
Listen carefully, very carefully to what he's saying.
July 12th, a warm welcome to you. Home Affairs Minister Wilfred Abrams today cleared the air on the alleged suicide attempt by a female ward of the Government Industrial School last Saturday. He spoke on the matter during a tour of a renovation project at the Dodds St. Philip facility.
People are putting things out there that have no basis in truth, no connection in truth. And then people are running, jumping on bandwagons, trying to protect persons who may at that time not be in need of protecting. It places the staff and those concerned with the school almost in an untenable position. So you have to mobilize all of the resources of the government and the state to bring ambulances up, to send wards down to the QH, to have them tested. Well, the young lady is probably very lucky she didn't get her stomach pumped. And then to come back and say, well, actually, no, I didn't take nothing. But we are being chased and pilloried and crucified. I am not saying nothing has ever happened at the school. The inquiry, which is going after all of the evidence. If you mention somebody's name, they're going to ask that person a question. They're leaving no stone unturned. At the end of that, a report will be made.
Acting Vice Principal of the GIS, Celeste Bradshaw, spoke briefly on the matter. She confirmed that an incident recently occurred at the St. Lucie location of the GIS.
incident which occurred. I am not at liberty to disclose the particulars, but you did ask the question how do I get hold of certain things. Once you are a ward at the school, you are provided with normal toiletries, toothpaste, soap. So it's everyday things that these children are using to do these things. So what we have done is that we've taken a position where we're gonna take those things now away, and they will have to come for them when they need to use them. Particulars, but you did ask the question, how do I get hold of certain things? Once you are a ward at the school, you are provided with normal toiletries, toothpaste, soap. So it's everyday things that these children are using to do these things. So what we have done is that we've taken a position where we're gonna take those things now away, and they will have to come for them when they need to use them, because we have to protect these children.
Okay. Children don't need protection at the time, but we have to protect the children. Nothing happened, but something happened, but I can't speak on it. I mean, is it me? And this is in the same press conference. I'm sure that the media must have picked up on it. Oh no, there's two kind of stories coming out here. But here's the problem, family. Like he said, right? They have no truth in them. No truth. Yet, like he said, they had to mobilize. Okay, well, I got a few questions, Mr. Minister. Yeah, the media here in the background. What time did this incident occurred? Because it has been brought to my attention that this incident occurred roughly about 1700 hours, which is roughly about 5 o'clock in the PM on Saturday. But yet, the child in question didn't arrive at the hospital, and according to sources, not until 23:45, which is 11:45 in the PM. So that's about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's like 6 hours and 45 minutes approximately it took to get a child who allegedly had made an attempt to commit suicide by ingesting some toxin that nobody knew what it was at the time. It took 6 hours and 45 minutes to get her to the hospital, to the poison. So what exactly took so long? Just a quick question. You say you had to mobilize an ambulance, but you brought it from China? You know, that's a question that's legit. So why did it take over 6 hours to get her to medical attention? If indeed it was a threat, so much of a threat that you contacted the family and notified the family and allegedly suggested the family go to the QEH, why would it take 6 hours to get her there? Just asking for a friend. And what was this substance that you say that she didn't ingest, although it's actually stated that she vomited several times? What's this substance? Was it a mixture of, like the superintendent said, a mixture of normal toiletries that they would receive? You don't think that you could die from swallowing toiletries? As a matter of fact, on a box of toothpaste, it says if you swallow this accidentally, contact immediately the poison department. I'm sure, I don't even have it must be, if you look on the back of your toothpaste, it tells you that if you swallow toothpaste more than normal, it says you need to contact your poison center immediately, not 6 hours later. So why would y'all not take this serious? Why was this considered a joke? Why are you saying there was no attempt to commit suicide if there's a record that states that the child did swallow a combination of things, according to your superintendent, in the same interview that you're standing right next to? You continue to lie to the people of Barbados over and over and over regarding the safety of our children, and you think that this is okay. You do this with a straight face, with no empathy whatsoever. I mean, absolutely none. And you think it is fine. And for the most part, Barbadians sit back and they watch and listen to your rhetoric because you think you're ever so articulate. But trust when I tell you, my bro, this is, I mean, hold on, there's more. There's more. Let me just pull another one up, man. Let me pull another one up in case y'all didn't realize this. Now, it was brought to my attention recently that the group Women in Action Network basically pull your card because they'd asked you a few weeks back about an update. You ignored them. They kept asking you. You ignored them. They gave you 7 days on July the 1st to bring them something, you ignored them as if they don't exist. Well, guess what? You said that if anybody brings information forward and says a name or says something, you're going to question that person. Your investigation will not stop at anything, although you're claiming you only have one more person to interview, only one more. Well, guess what, Mr. Abram? You have failed again, and once again, your rhetoric is your Achilles heel. Well, here's some things the group wanted to ask you since you're interested in questions. You know, matter of fact, let me post this for those watching who is interested in all in this same thing right here. Let me drop this link right here in the comments. Y'all need to go check this out. This is classic, really, really classic. That's the link right there. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Let's see what the questions are that the group is asking you, Mr. Wilfred. Let's see some of these questions. Women in Action has accused Minister Wilfred Abrahams of taking a prideful and dismissive stance towards the women of Barbados. Wian, which is interesting, W-I-A-N, like it, wants Abrams to answer a series of questions, including have you investigated practices of staffers at the government industrial school throwing, listen to this carefully, throwing water on girls who are stripped naked and locked up in the cells. So now there are allegations that girls who are locked up in this solitary confinement naked, staff comes across and throws buckets of water on them. So their questions, is this true? Because guess what? There are some young ladies who are claiming that this happened to them. Have you answered those questions? There's a whole series of questions they're going to ask them, ask the minister. The Organization of Women, Young and Old, have been asking the minister for answers via an update on the well-being of the girls at the government industrial schools, reports from the 2021 investigation, and reports on the 2022 investigations. As these reports appear not to be forthcoming, it would perhaps be easier for the minister to answer direct questions. We want to know who is responsible for the maltreatment of the girls in the care of the state at JS, and therefore put the following questions to the minister. Now, they have a host of questions right here in which, if you go through these questions, some of them are really, Why is it that we have not heard from these girls as yet? How come? Is really a good question, and I totally agree. We want to hear from the young ladies. Full stop. Why did the panel not interview? Here, I'll give you one or two of the questions. This is one. Questions like, why was the watchman not interviewed at the GIS? I mean, after all, the watchman would see what's going on. He's watching now. You know, he's watching. Why did the panel not interview the girls who had to endure a broken jaw for 2 weeks before seeing a doctor? Why was she not interviewed? Why did the panel not interview the girl who was kicked around on the ground by 3 staffers for her refusal to go into solitary confinement? Why was she not interviewed? Matter of fact, a staff member is who witnessed that and brought that to the public's awareness. Why was they not interviewed for this investigation? Well, Fred, I don't know, man. It's interesting because was the permanent this is a good one. I thought this was a good one. Was the permanent secretary who sanctioned the actions of the GIS administration also interviewed by the panel? The permanent secretary is also involved in this, man. This thing then gone up to the PS office, family. Y'all got to go read this up. Wilfred, I mean, he has not even addressed none of these questions, yet he's claiming a report is going to be coming out sometime soon. That's what he's claiming, right? Well, I don't know. He said a report coming out soon, according to the first video I played. Well, we don't know how soon is soon, but his soon was 6 weeks, almost 2 months ago. Remember that? He said in 6 weeks, I guarantee this ain't going to take long. It won't be drawn out like the one before, which I never gave you the results of that, but never mind. This is going to be 6 weeks. That's about 2 months ago, family. Fool me once, right? Fool me once. Well, if it couldn't get any worse, I want to make this clear, let me just go ahead and post this other link real quick right here. Let's go ahead and post this real quick. Remember, she said that an incident occurred, but she was not at liberty to speak on it. But yet, on the Government Information Service website, we have the same individual now claiming not true, no suicide attempt by GIS ward. Now, wait a minute. Now, I may not be the brightest bulb on the string. I don't even boast to be the brightest bulb on the string. I don't even boast to be on a string, let alone a bulb. But let me ask a question here a minute. Let me formulate this properly. Why would you need to take the toiletries away from the wards if the toiletries are on this said day in just large quantity of these toiletries that could have potentially caused them their life and have been fatal? If so, then it's not true. You're right. It's not true. What you're saying is not true. There was a suicide attempt. But here's the thing. They're talking about one individual, the ward, that one young lady, but I have information that confirms not only one young lady, but two young ladies had to be rushed to the QEH on Saturday night. Not one, but two. Man, hold on, man. According to the minister, this didn't happen. According to what they're telling us, this did not happen. And it took them over 6 hours for one individual and probably longer for the other individual. God knows if a third one came after. We don't even have that information as yet. But there's sufficient evidence that indicate that this happened, family. Yet they're here in the media telling us that it's not true. Why is the government lying and covering up this issue with GIS? Why are people calling me, asking me why I'm so passionate about GIS? I'm beginning to think that people really work in both sides of a fence, because this ain't making a sense to me at all. Why would I not be passionate? Why would anybody in their right mind? I'm a father. Even if I wasn't a father. This is ridiculous. We have ministers outright blatantly lying to the public about an incident that happened. There's sufficient evidence to point. They called the grandmother of this individual and told her directly from the GIS institution that there was a suicide attempt. She was in the media. They try to spin it as if she's making this up, like the grandmother is now delusional. This is how we treat our women. This is how we treat our elders, to cover for crimes clearly being committed by people who work in the government industrial school, whether the boys or the girls. And what's the outcome? We're not allowed to speak on it. So Emmanuel, you need to drop this. Go focus on something else. This, it's out of your league. Oh yeah? Okay. Took them 6 hours, almost 7 hours to get a young lady who allegedly was attempting suicide to get to the hospital. Why? As a matter of fact, that needs to be another investigation. Why did the GS take almost 7 hours to get this young lady who allegedly ingests some toiletries? Because that's what they claim they're taking away, because this is what the girls are using. Because she's telling you without telling you. It's called doublespeak and the unspoken word. If you listen carefully, you'll hear. They're literally telling you what happened without telling you what happened. Well, normally when you come in, you get these things, but we're going to take them away for now. Why? Because what? A young lady swallowed a whole tube of toothpaste and mixed it with shampoo and vomited twice after supper or during supper. And it took you all almost 7 hours to get her from the GIS to QEH. Tentacles, man. There are people. Ooh-wee. Y'all refurbishing a detention block. to bring it. Listen what the lady said, to bring it up to modern time. What you want to put? A flat screen on the wall and a hot tub out back? How you gonna make a cell up to date? Look, man, this thing here touching here. I remember when I was incarcerated, right? And I wouldn't wish anybody to be in a cell, not even my enemy. Like I wouldn't wish prison for not even my enemy. You know, these young ladies, these young men, when you treat people who may have challenges, and I'm not claiming that they do or they don't, I'm simply saying, if you treat people like criminals, you create a criminal. I'm going to say that again for you learned folks. When all you brilliant PhD people or whatever y'all degree having people, when you treat people like criminals, you create criminals. By housing these young ladies in cells, despite you putting fresh paint, a pipe, and a toilet, it's a cell. They don't belong in a cell. They belong in an environment that's wholesome. What the sister said, a safe space. And I'm only saying that because it's true. Not that I'm for one or the other. Let me just get that clear. But an environment that's conducive towards healing. They need a healing environment, a wellness center. You see? Perhaps I shouldn't even use the word safe, because safes do get broken into, quite frankly. So maybe safe isn't the safe as possible. Maybe safe isn't the safest place. Boy, that sounds like shots fired. I gotta stop it, man. I be having too much fun. Y'all make this easy, man. Man, I look, family, on the real, if you listen to that guy speak again, man, like he said, the report's coming out soon. They ain't got no soon. What he been saying soon for months. He didn't even make an explanation as to why it took him more than the 6 weeks. You know, none. You get no response on that. Protest again. I ain't gonna front, family. This is beyond protest. I ain't gonna front, man. This is beyond protest. At this stage, right? Families got to ask questions, you know, like, why is it that this grandmother doesn't have a right to visit her own granddaughter? Why can't she visit her granddaughter? Even people in Dodds on multiple murder charges allowed to get visits. A girl that's wandering can't see her family. Like, this make any sense? And y'all sit there and do your walkthrough and talk this garbage about 9/11 and installing sinks and toilets like you friggin' working at the new Four Seasons. Y'all sick, man. Y'all sick. Y'all, Wilfred, y'all sick, man. I mean, you can't even, y'all sick. Bottom line, I mean, y'all sick, man. So now you're gonna close Barrows down, but we're not really closing. We're closing Barrows. We're not closing the girls at the government industrial school where girls are concerned. We're going to keep the same staff that's been doing all these crimes for however long. And don't get me wrong, man. Come on, man. Yes, there perhaps there's some good people that work there too. We know that. I mean, that don't apply to you. But if you feel a way about what I said, yeah, what is you I talking about?
And we have to pray.
I would like to let me see if I could do that. Yeah, let me do that. Let me drop this piece in here again. Hang on a second. Let me drop this in here again. I might have missed a piece. Hang on a second.
Protect ourselves as well. But that is the extent of what I can say about what occurred.
Ms. Bradshaw told reporters everything is being done to ensure the wards receive the support they need.
As long as they make a threat, we have a certain procedure to follow. They are also given the support of psychologists, and we do recognize that these children have some deep psychological issues, not of their own making at times, and we do not see them as the offenders. We see them as victims in most of these cases, and we give them all the help that we can to make sure that they become well-rounded so that they can return to society and function well.
Meanwhile, Minister Abrams provided an update on the inquiry into operations at the GIS. He said the panel has been working, but at least one more witness has to be interviewed before the probe is completed.
Okay, you see, that's why I love my ancestors, you know. That's why I love them, because I had stopped and moved on, but the spirit said, no, go back. You missed something. You missed something. You missed something. And I said, let me go play this again. And sure enough, man, yeah, Rastafari. I want y'all to listen carefully to what this individual is about to say. Carefully. Carefully.
We could not possibly conclude the inquiry without having given those young ladies a chance to put their evidence and to have that evidence tested, investigated, and to form part of the findings of the inquiry. Had I even sought, had the panel even sought to terminate this inquiry without having spoken to those two young ladies, right? We'd be hearing about ourselves. So the inquiry literally could not be completed until such time as we were in a position to give them every possible chance to give the evidence. If they choose not to do it, then they choose not to do it. But they have to be given the opportunity to present their evidence and have that evidence investigated and have that form a part of the record of the inquiry.
Bobby, there's another.
Okay, hold on. Y'all heard that last part.
We'd be hearing about ourselves. So the inquiry literally could not be completed until such time as we were in a position to give them every possible chance to give the evidence. If they choose not to do it, then they choose not to do it.
If they choose not to do it, they choose not to do it. How is it that so far none of the young ladies want to give evidence? That's a bit strange. I mean, we have proof that things happen. We have photographic evidence that things happen. Yet, for some reason, you keep saying nobody wants to talk to you, which is strange because they're talking to us. You know, so this is what's going to happen, right? I mean, it's come out time here. There's a lot of things circulating. A lot. As a matter of fact, one of those questions that was asked of Mr. Wilfred by the group call themselves Women in Action Network. Let me see if I can find that question here. Let me see. Oh, is this it here? Yeah. Mr. Minister, how will the report of 2021 and 2022 be reconciled with the alleged statement at a listen to this carefully, with your alleged statement at a staff meeting assuring the staff that you will, and I quote, you will be standing behind them 100%, and that you don't mind if you are sacked, as you have been an attorney for 27 years and can go back to your law practice. Now wait a minute. If you're asking for an investigation about wrongs done to the staff and committed by the staff against the wards, yet in the meeting prior to that, you tell the staff you're going to back them 100% regardless of what, even if it means you getting fired, because you can always go back to being a lawyer. Can we trust this investigation after you made statements like that? I mean, and I quote, I think I'm going to post this in the chat. I think I'm going to post this. I'm definitely going to post this. I am definitely going to post this. And I quote, I can put my little, it said, let me go put my parentheses so you make sure you know this is a quote. Wilfred Abram. Quote. Post that right there. Bam. Come on, bro. I mean, he said, I am being chased. He said, you ain't being chased, man. You chasing yourself. You like the snake that consuming its own tail, man. At this point of the game, family, this is crazy. This is crazy. I think you two broke it in two, but y'all get the gist of it. Y'all put it together. What else can we say about this, family? What else can we say? He told interviewing the two wards, which are the two that had escaped because of what was going on. But he made no mention about the one that was kicked about the floor. Made no mention about the one who had a broken jaw, fractured jaw, had to wait 2 weeks to get medical attention to that same injured jaw. Not to mention nothing about the one that was in the cell naked, despite the fact he claimed that they didn't find nothing wrong with that. although clearly there's something wrong with that. Also about staff throwing water on girls in the cell naked. Again, right? It is not about barrows shutting down or rebuilding the detention cells at Dodds. It's about this minister resigning his post because he's clearly incompetent and consistently lies like Boris Johnson to the people. So it's only a matter of when, not a matter if. Look, all that's needed right now is just a little more evidence to bring forward. He says he's a lawyer, right? If he was on trial right now, he'd be shaking like dice because he could see what's coming next. The juror is not going to find you innocent, bro. I can guarantee you that. You have consistently lied to the people of Barbados about this one incident at this facility regarding your investigation and investigations and your panels. You know, why is there not an independent investigation? There need to be an independent investigation. That should have been there from the beginning. The unfortunate part is they're covering up, so they won't let you in. They're covering it up, so they won't let you in. So we have to go about it in a different way. And believe you me, we have tentacles. That's how we know it took them almost 7 hours to get the young lady that allegedly, according to them, swallowed toothpaste and shampoo, to be more accurate, to the where? Hospital. Almost 7 hours for swallowing poison. Yes, toothpaste is a poison. It contains poison. The poison agent is called fluoride, Mr. Wilfred. You don't have to mobilize ambulance. You call an ambulance and they come. We have a situation, someone swallow poison, they come. They come and they don't play around. She's lucky that they didn't have to pump her stomach. You hear that tone, that language? Man, you something else, man. For real. You special for real. For real, you special. But if as if that wasn't sufficient, right, family? There's more. You know, I mean, Jacqueline asked a very serious question. When can we hear the children's stories? Why are we hearing the minister all the time? The girls are here in BIM. They should have an opportunity to tell their side. Yes, the girls are still here in BIM. I remember I got a phone call once, somebody asking me if I knew how to, if I got connects, perhaps, with a boat in another country where I could send, some young ladies, perhaps, if they had knowledge of where they were. They want to involve the Rastaman in child trafficking. Can't trick the Rastaman, though. Imagine somebody called me and asked me some shit like that, right? Can't trick the Rastaman, though. I just smile, man. I just smile, man. The issue is not the girls, man. We focused on the girls, yes, to get them to safety. I agree with that all day. Wilfred Abraham, I call your name, man, is the issue. The only focus is to get this clown out that seat so we can have a vacancy and force the country to recognize that something nefarious is going on, because it's too much of a cover-up for something so simple. So what's really going on? Now you want to refurbish a detention cell block to accommodate young ladies that have, according to you, some deep issues. Oh, so your solution for them is to let's lock them in a cell. Yeah, people sick, man. Oh, sorry. It has in a pipe on the toilet. Perhaps a flat screen and a fluffy rug. How about a futon right by the door? I know that's for the sake. And perhaps a plant on a hammock or something. A plant on a vase or a hanging vase or whatever you call it, man. I'm done. Let me just move on to something else real quick. That's going to be really, really even more thought-provoking. As if this wasn't in. Oh, before I go, I just want to say one more thing. Just one more thing. And I'm going to post this one as well. I mean, the gall. This guy is crazy. Y'all think I joking? Check this out, man. Now, in another article here, let me put the link up, man. I gotta put this up. You can't make this. This is my you can't make this stuff up. This is my you can't make this up feature for the day. I need to get us. I need to do that. Have a part that's strictly focused on. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Hold on. I just posted a link to this page. Y'all got to read this article. So this is the e-paper in Barbados today. And yes, this is the no suicide attempt at JS. And right here, this picture is a picture of Mr. Wilfred and this young lady again, who I don't know. Family, see the cell right here? Let me see. I can't even get this any larger, man. Like, I need this picture large. I need to, you know what? I can get this large, man. Let me see. If I save this image as a JPEG and I go and click this, yeah, I can get that open up. I'll get back to that. Yeah, I'll get back to that in a second. I want y'all to see that. But what I want y'all to see here is this part. Yeah, this cell is another story. But I'm definitely going to show you all that. I'm going to post this on the page. But check this out. The young lady is probably lucky. Yeah, he's back with that language again. Let's go down. Let's go down. Oh, here's it. So what the minister is saying in this article is that we take there's a procedure. We take you to the psychiatric hospital. Once there's a suicide attempt, there's procedures they put in place. His thing is they take you to the psychiatric hospital. At psychiatric hospital, you can get visits very quickly with your family. It's not a bad place. The restrictions are a lot less. Don't worry, it's nothing like the JS. Imagine the psyche is more relaxing than the government industrial school. But here's the best part. He says, this is the part that crapped me up. You can't make this up. He says, and you get ice cream. He said you get ice cream. He said you get ice cream. He says you get ice cream. Your greatest hope for being sent to psyche for psych evaluation, you get visits, you know, it's not as restricted as here, but the bright side is you get ice cream. This guy needs to go, man. I don't know why y'all playing around. This guy is an embarrassment, man, a complete embarrassment. He's been a lawyer 27 years. Nobody never even heard of him unless you keep listening to a lot of fraudulent activities, allegedly, let me use that word as my springboard and safety net, going on in Sunset Crest. You know, that's the only way I keep hearing his name involved in things allegedly pertaining to fraud and real estate in Sunset Crest. Allegedly, etc., etc., etc. Pick sense from nonsense. I bet if you Google his name in Sunset Crest and type in the word fraud, you might see what comes up. It'd be interesting to see. Allegedly. Yeah, ice cream, Jackie. They're giving out ice cream. They're giving out ice cream. You cannot make this stuff up. You can't. But as if that wasn't, you know, bad, the worst of it. Let me go ahead and do this picture real quick. Let me just do this really quick because I see the time is slipping by. So much trouble in the world, right? So this is the picture in question. Now tell me, family, this is weird. This is how it looks right now, but they're going to modernize it, you know, bring it up to time. For me, right, family, this reminds me. I'm gonna just let this sink in for a minute. Y'all go ahead. I'll just let that sink in for a minute, man. Weeping in the morning, a gnashing of teeth, man. Yeah. The cell. The cell. The cell. They have no idea about spiritual energy, right? They have, but maybe they do. As a matter of fact, I take that back. I know they know exactly what they're doing. Putting these children in these portals. That's what these rooms are, you know. They're portals. How they trap your soul. How they steal your soul. How they create monsters that eventually, unlike the lady said, so they could come back to the society. Or they're going to come back to the society all right. Or they're going to come back all right, but not the way we want them. Not at all. Y'all sick, man. Y'all are sick, man. Real Fred, on the real brethren, I can't even call you no brethren. As a matter of fact, I could definitely not call you no brethren, man. You've already shown what's going on, man. You know, this is the time for you to check your own vibration, because if you okay with this, right, then that says a lot about where you at. And it's not a judgment, it's just a reality. We see you. We see you. We see you too. We see you too. Politicians playing mass, right? Yeah, we see you. We see you clear. Clear as day. All right. So, you know, I promised you 2 segments tonight. Well, here's the second one. I'm just going to jump right into that one automatically because we can't even waste some more time. But have you noticed a growing trend now? Like I said, we mentioned this a couple of weeks back. You're going to the banks these days. It looked like the staff either all at lunch, all on sick leave, or been sent home. Well, a lot of things are happening when it comes to the banks in Barbados. But let me just touch on this part real quick. The Auditor General account, the Auditor General report again is clearly circulating, and there's been no audit for several agencies within the government, which is funny because what the Auditor General is saying is that several state-owned entities have been meeting their obligation to produce up-to-date audit financial statements for their operations. However, the Auditor General has identified many SOEs, which is state-owned entities, that have failed to produce audited financial statements for the year. So why is that? He's claiming that they're not even giving you no explanation to where the money went that they got. Well, we ain't got nothing for you, bro. You know, we ain't got no records. We was busy. The clerk was out with COVID and the treasurer was working from home. No explanation, family. I mean, this poor guy right here. I mean, I can't imagine what he was saying to himself. Like, you know, this a joke? This for real? Is it for real? It's more real than that. There's millions of dollars in Barbados missing. Millions of dollars missing. Yet they keep talking food prices going up, gas going up, everything going up, light bill going up, water going up, everything going up, but money missing. And don't nobody know where to find it. Or do they? Well, they claim they do know where to find it. As a matter of fact, they claim they even found some. This poor fella right here, let me just borrow the Nation clip again while we at it. It has been rumored, and I say rumor because I don't even know how true, because check this out. Remember the whole allegation about people collecting money from pensioners that had already deceased, and yet they were coming to the house. The pension check was still going to the house, and it was still being cashed, although the person been dead sometimes over a decade, and the money was still. Well, this minister right here, well, he's claiming he has the government's he had the people of Barbados' interest at heart, and he has actually gone out his way and recovered. The dead money is being recovered. He said he's recovered some of the money. I think it was a total about 3.9 that was flagged by the Auditor General. Almost $4 million flagged. But he said that the money is being recovered. What I noticed he did not say, however, family, was how much was recovered. I mean, he didn't even give you an indication or a hint to whether it was a fraction, a third, a half, 2/3, 3/4. Well, we got back some of the money. You do, Mr. Minister. Hold on a second here. I mean, you guys are something. You guys are classic. Do you know that $1 of the 3.9 million missing can be classified as some? Because it's $1 less. Pray tell, let us know how much you've actually collected, though. I mean, it would only be fair to tell the people of Barbados You know, what you working with, bro? Just saying. What you working with? I mean, after all, people got a right to know, right? You cannot make this stuff up, family. You cannot. These are questions that we need to start asking ourselves as individuals in this country and not just sit back and just watch everything go on and on and on. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. Once it's being recovered, the investigation would stop. So some going to slip through and some won't. Perhaps the dead pill is going to be paying it back. And I agree, Pearl. Hashtag Wilfred must go. That's the new hashtag. Put that in the comments below. Wilfred must go. Hashtag. Boris, you're going to have company just now. Just now. Serious, man. Wait. Shout out to the general in the building. Alex, I see you. I see you. This is why Wilfred must go. There's reasons. There's reasons. Come on. There's reasons, man. I'm going to say this, family, as if it couldn't get any worse. The reason why the banks are looking so scanty is because, how to say this, man? Better yet, let me just play the clip. I'll tell you afterwards. Let me just go ahead and play this real quick. This might be an eye-opener for some as well, man. This is some serious business. There's a reason why the banks are looking scanty. There's a reason why a lot of banks in Bridgetown have closed. It has nothing to do with COVID. COVID was just a distraction. There's a bigger plan going. There's a reason why your ID card, your new ID card, has two aspects. I want to tell you that in a minute. You do not want to miss that. You do not want to miss that at all. Pay attention to this clip here, family. When y'all listen only 2 minutes, listen very carefully to this clip, family.
Invito al presidente del Banco Interamericano de Desarrollo, al señor Luis Alberto Moreno, para que brinde las palabras de apertura.
Listen carefully.
It's my pleasure to welcome everybody, and I know Prime Minister Biab only has to get on a train, in a fast train to New York. So I just want to welcome you and honored to have all these presidents here, and over to you, Prime Minister.
Listen carefully,
Thank you
people.
very much, President Moreno. Let me say that I'm here this evening as an expression of absolute friendship and commitment to the Inter-American Development Bank. This is our 50th year as a member of this bank, and we joined the bank 3 years after we became independent. I have also, at a personal level, had a relationship with the bank as a young Minister of Education from 1994, when President Iglesias did a wonderful job in the leadership of the bank and allowed us to understand the importance of public service. And I've never forgotten his entreaty to us that we must lead today, always while governing for tomorrow. Since then, I had the opportunity as a governor of the bank in 2006 and 7 to work with Luis Alberto, and I was completely taken and humbled by his commitment to our country when, in the course of the last year, in the midst of one of the gravest financial crises and economic crisis that our country has faced, the bank visited us through the president twice in less than 12 months. That is a serious expression of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen
commitment,
education, and postal defense works changed in our country because of the bank's commitment to change lives. But we understand that while we have seen much progress, there is still further to go. And in this hemisphere, 40% of our population are either of Afro descent or indigenous peoples, and it must be our continued commitment as the bank approaches its 100th anniversary that there is a greater level of social inclusion and reduction of poverty for those who remain on the periphery of the Americas.
Okay. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Let me see if y'all caught that, man. I'm not even going to tell you yet. Somebody put in the comments if you caught it, what she said that was so profound. Let me see. Let me see who's paying attention, because I come on here, man, and we talk. Folks have a lot to say about this platform. But trust when I tell you, man, Did you catch it? But keep in mind, his visits here during the pandemic wasn't his commitment to being friends. They were checking on their investment. Like she said, she did apprentice. She been in bed with them from eon. She was groomed all along, family. We're not dealing with someone whose loyalty is to us. Her loyalty is to the plantocracy. It's a fact. But she said something just now that is so profound, it's unbelievable. She said it very clear. I'm gonna play that part again, man. I hope she watching, because this right here, I'm telling you, this is, or look, man, I keep telling y'all, like, I so love this woman. And I don't mean love in a love sense. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean love in a love sense. I mean love her like I love pigtail. You know, I don't eat pigtail, but you know, yeah. Listen carefully.
Population are either of Afro descent
Hold
or
on.
indigenous, still further to go. And in this hemisphere,
Listen.
40% of
In this hemisphere, listen this very carefully.
there is still further to go.
Listen carefully.
And in this hemisphere, 40% of our population are either of Afro descent or indigenous peoples.
Indigenous 40%. Listen, man, hold on, man. I know y'all ain't getting it, man. I know. Natasha hitting it. Natasha, yes, I see you. Come on, Bishai. You don't qualify to answer that. You know. Listen, she said 40% in this hemisphere is of, man, hold on. I can play that again. Y'all think this is why you cannot get the ID card. Listen carefully. Listen carefully.
Hemisphere,
hold on,
40 to change lives.
Hold on, let me go back.
But we understand that
we
have seen education and coastal defense works
education
changed in our country because of the bank's commitment to change lives. But we understand that while we have seen much progress, there is still further to go. And in this hemisphere, 40% of our population are either of Afro descent or indigenous peoples.
Okay, African or indigenous. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. African or indigenous. So what you're saying that in this hemisphere, does that apply to Barbados as well? Because Barbados is in the hemisphere. Does it apply to Yarramin? Big up to the Garrafunas. They're in the hemisphere. What about St. Lucia? What about Dominica? Big up to Dominica and the family. What about Trinidad? How about that? How about Grenada, Antigua? How about Jamaica, the Maroons? So you're saying that there are indigenous people on the land still. So wait a minute. How is it that we have indigenous people on the land, and yet you represented the plantocracy, the cooperation, which you clearly describe and define as Barbados? How is it you're not paying dues to the indigenous community for occupying their land, their territory that you came and stuck a flag in the ground, killed people, and took over? Where's the money for that? In the same bank, right? Okay, so let me get this straight. So the reason why these banks are now going to implode, because you done put all your money in the bank anyhow, once the banks implode, it's going to look like the banks are no longer capable of taking care of themselves. So the government is going to have to step in and bring regulations in place to take control. That's why your ID card has a duality to it. It's a regular ID card. Don't worry about it. Drink the Kool-Aid. It's no big deal. What you don't know is that it's going to be linked directly to a financial institution when they got rid of them anyhow and take control of the whole monopoly. It wouldn't start like that at first, obviously. But the government would not be paying no pension checks because there's fraud. It wouldn't be giving you no national insurance. It wouldn't be giving you nothing. Everything will be deposited on your ID. If you do not have an ID, you work in the the public sector, you ain't getting paid. Because we no longer give out checks. We no longer do direct deposits because the banks are imploding and we're not doing that anymore. There's too much high fees. Man, look, y'all think I'm joking. Indigenous folks in this region, she identified they are indigenous folks. Get your status correct, family. You're indigenous. There's a different conversation we need to be having. The government owes you money, and the money is in the banks, and they know this because there's been a trust fund established for you, obviously. Here's a catch, though. In order to access that money, the bank need your authorization. They need you to authorize the release of your trust because you don't even know that you have a trust. That's why you have to bring your birth certificate, give it to the government. They go then and create this straw being in your name in the bank and have access to all the funds that you know nothing about. What do you think governs you? You think really tax is what really sustain all of this? You really think so? From the people who print this money? Dominica President, I see you, my guy. I see you, Governor. I see you. I see you. This video is profound, family. Profound. I mean, out of our own mouth, the indigenous. The problem is they try to say, well, here's the contradiction. They try to fake you and play you by saying African and indigenous, which is funny because Africans are the original indigenous beings. Because no matter where on this planet an African goes, he or she is indigenous. Come on, people, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Doesn't matter where you go, the original beings on this earth is the copper people, the melanated people. You indigenous, period. So no matter where you go, so they try to play you. African is separate from indigenous. What is that like? Like this is the game they're playing. Yes, come get your new ID card though. But I can tell you something, family. And a lot of folks talking about this ID and tracking devices and all this stuff. The truth and the fact is, FRID technology can be scanned from a distance. You don't have to have no tap on no machine. You don't have to have it in a reader. That is absolute BS by the minister. He is an educated fool. And I said that. You can quote me on that, Mr. Minister, because those devices y'all best put up around the road will be reading the same technology from the license plate. Look how far the car will be away from those devices. So stop trying to lie to people as if people not intelligent. The problem is that y'all plan isn't working the way. See, y'all thought we was going to sit back and keep quiet. That was what y'all felt we were going to do in Barbados. Sit back and keep quiet. You just heard your prime servant announce that there are Africans and indigenous 40%, which is funny because if 40% is only African indigenous, well, who's the other 60? Y'all better pay attention, man. I mean, but wait, there's more. I got more. I got more. I got more. I got more. Y'all think I joking? The banks, she's going after the banks, man. After the banks, because the banks is where the money is located. And I ain't talking about brewery. They closed down. I think that's a mall now, owned by Chinese. Oh, shoot. I said that. Oh, man. Oops. There I go again, man. There I go again. I got to stop it. Yo, check this out, man. Check this video out. I don't know if y'all saw this one. I'm going to put the link up as well. Y'all got it. Y'all think this is a game, man. Y'all think this is a game. I don't even know if y'all thinking. Check this out.
Tonight,
man.
Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley says limited access to financial capital is a growing problem there. She says the appetite for banks there to take risks has to change, suggesting that her government will consider legislation if banks continue to fail to allow money to work for development.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Listen, did y'all just hear what she said? Wait, hold on a minute. Let me rewind this a bit. Let me rewind this. Shout out to Alex, by the way. General. 7-star general, man. 7-star general. Let me rewind this, man. Let me rewind this. Listen carefully to what is about to be revealed.
Big tonight, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley says limited access to financial capital is a growing problem there. She says the appetite for banks there to take risks has to change, suggesting that her government will consider legislation if banks continue to fail to allow money to work for development. She told a business luncheon in Bridgetown Wednesday that banks should stop locking down money.
But let us talk straight. Banks are intended to be in the business of financial intermediation, not security. If I wanted a watchman for my money, I would go and hire a security guard. But if we want money to work for the financial services sector and for development, then we need to appreciate that a loan to deposit ratio of 55%, when the developed world has ratios of 80%, tells me that we have people here who are watching people's money rather than working people's money. It cannot continue.
Motley also railed against the rising imposition of fees on accounts.
Notion that people can be paid fees or have to pay fees for minimum deposits, but poor people can keep $2 in a bank now. Or rich people with large deposits now have to pay or are being asked to pay fees.
Listen.
Because you have a deposit that is over 10 million or 20 million.
Well, I don't know anybody personally that go and deposit the $10 and $20 million in one time. I mean, me personally, that's a different circle altogether. My point is this, though. It sounds, innocent. Yes, the banks do charge these fees and whatnot. Yes, the bank do take advantage. Yes, the bank does all these things. The bank does all these things, yes. But the bank is governed by the central bank. And the central bank is governed by the government. So in truth, the government is who's doing these things to you. But wait a minute. Isn't that the prime servant speaking? That's that snake again, right? Consuming its own tail. Because it sounds good to the poor man. Yeah, you're right, man. They can't even keep $1. They always get in my account and charging me fees. You're right. I roll it with you on this one, man. Yeah. Read the fine print, family. Banks are controlled. Look, banks don't create their own fees. The banks are governed by the central bank. The central bank imposed these heavy duties on the bank. And in order the bank to make back some money and get their profit, they got to pass it on. You know how the thing goes, the same thing. But the fees that the central bank charged the bank in the first place is the problem. But the fees that the central bank charges the bank are governed and regulated by the government. Full stop, family. Got you going wrong in circles. They go to merry-go-round. It's a merry-go-round. It's a circus. It's one big circus, man. Really. I'm going to tell you something else now, man. Check this out, man. Hold on. Yeah. Wait, there's more. You can't possibly have no more, Emmanuel. Yeah, you got a little more. Got a little more. Got a little more. Just a little more. I want y'all to realize, right, that, I could play the rest of this. I won't even play it. I'll let y'all go watch it. I think I put the link up, right? I think I did post a link in the chat. You go watch the rest of that. What time is it? Wow. We've been here a minute. Family, I'm going to say this to you, family. I want y'all to fully get this. You want to get your ID card? Go get your ID card. Ain't got no problem with none of that. You got to know what you're doing. A lot of folks don't know what's going on. I saw a brother just now put a post up here. And I agree with you, Art in Motion. Come out of her, my people. It's time. The scripture give us the prophecy. It is time. You Christians, you see, this is the thing, man, with you Christians, man. I don't say this out of no hate or being derogatory or condescending, but it's written right there in front of you. It's right in your book. The book, well, not your book, but the book you claim is yours. That's really ours, that somebody took and rewrote and gave it to you. I'm just saying, I'll put this one up next. It's information, family. My people destroyed for lack of knowledge. And this, in 2022, it's not about blasting people or exposing people. It's about getting your house in order, finding your peace, finding your balance, knowing who you are, recognizing, okay, you know what? I have done some wrong. Let me get my house in order, because this is not, see, everybody had their time to play. Well, playtime is over. Get your house in order. This is not the time to be pointing and trying to, like you perfect. Every day we commit yourself to listening more. Listen to that voice that governs and guides you. Every day now I try to remind myself. When I say try, I shouldn't even say try, but I seek to remember to commit to listening more. Listen more. because that listening is what guides us. Like just now, I was going to end that video. The Spirit said, nah, go play some more. Listen, family, get your house in order. That's what time it is. If you submit to that digital enslavement voluntarily, you're not getting out. You're not getting out. So overstand that. You'll really be a ward of the state then. At this juncture, well, what you gonna do for money? Where you gonna live off? You can. Well, wait a minute. What were we doing before they? What were we doing before they invaded our shores, kidnapped some folks, used weapons, and forced us to work on their behalf? Then gave us a system that they told us is the best system, and then elect from amongst us people to govern over us based on the system they left in place. And let's fast forward 300 years, and now here we are to be independent with the same people generations later enforcing these same rules and regulations on us generations later and telling us that this is the only way. What kind of nonsense is that? It's the Portuguese method of economy that we are governed by. These folks know exactly what they're doing, man. It's a capitalist society. This has nothing to do with surviving. It's about stealing your energy from you and keeping you in a state of servitude. You are a slave. That's their whole anthem. You ain't going nowhere. We can't let you. Nah. Stay in your place. That's why people could go to an old detention block, a coral stones that probably been there for the last how many hundreds of years. Don't nobody build with coral stones now. An old building. The amount of crime and energy that they want to put young ladies who need help and healing that they claim have deeply rooted issues. They want to put them in this environment to heal. That's where you want to put them to heal. In a cell block. Oh, sorry. That has been modernized with a toilet and sink. No out. It don't have a pit toilet anymore. If y'all don't see the wrong in what y'all are doing, y'all are screaming exactly how sick you really are. I sincerely hope Barbados is paying attention, family. It's time to get our house in order, man. Tell them I see you. I see you. It's time, man. The youths are our future, family, and we need to protect them at all costs. I don't care who get vexed, who got who information on who think they could blackmail somebody, who think they could bribe somebody. Look, man, only the wicked run when no one pursue, man. Only the wicked flee when no one pursue. Can't trick the Rasta, man. Can't trick the righteous people. I met a young man yesterday morning, 23 years old. There's that number again, man. I mean, remotely random because of a car that broke this axle and almost ran off the road with a woman driving it. Came back and met her, got it sorted out, got it all fixed up, and be their reason. The young man on the side, just on the side, young warrior, soldier, turns and say, yo, man, yo, Rastamai, like, you know some things. I like that energy, you know. I be on that same frequency. I was like, what? How old are you, man? A youth. There's a lot of righteous youths in Barbados. There's a lot of righteous youths across the Caribbean. There's a lot of righteous youths in the world. Trust when I tell you, family, we are not alone. All these youths with guns and this and that. Trust when I tell you, they know what's going on, you know. The righteous youths ain't out there doing that, but they're very militant. Very militant. Trust me. All they waiting on is the word. Ezekiel bones. They were dead, but they weren't deaf. They were dead to the truth. But when the truth came, the truth resurrected. The truth became the light. The truth is the word. See, when that word comes, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, and then the word took on flesh and dwell amongst man. All these youths want is the word, family. But the adults ain't teaching the word. The adults, that's irrelevant, man. Who going to teach? Going to teach. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. So keep on redefining yourself, family. Keep raising your frequency, because at some point, like the eagle, you know, that the little crow try to get on its back. You don't fight it. You trying to ride my wind. You trying to ride my energy. Here we're going on. Let me change altitudes, because what I know What I know is that blackbirds can't fly at a certain height. Yeah, I better be careful. Trying to ride on my wings, man. A whole different caliber. You know, you might be 16, but I'm 60. Y'all make sense out of that, militant. So, yeah, I love the 60. Gotta love a 60. Y'all 16, but we 60. Ain't nothing you could hide behind, man. Your badge can't save you. Your fingers, whatever, swirl, whatever, man. Blaming the youths for gun violence and crime. Y'all kidding me? The youths is who you blame for that? So that just happened. The youth just happened to be, just like that, right? They ain't got nothing better to do, right? Problem, reaction, solution. Anyhow, family, it took a little longer than I intended to. I hope I didn't keep y'all too long tonight with too much information. I hope y'all didn't get information overload tonight. I hope not. But this, you know what? As a last feature, I give you one more. I said I had more. I give you one more. Going back to this article right here, real quick, before we wrap it up. Going back to this article right here, real quick. Yes, there was the. Okay, so let me just click on this real quick. We have Miami Consul General heading off on his mission. Can somebody please tell me what the hell is this? Like, Miami Consul General, what is this? Like, what is his? Can you post his job description in the comments below, please, Mia, if you don't mind? Because I know you're watching. Can you just type in this cut and paste the description for the job in the comments? Let us know what is he? What is this? You creating all these different positions and checks being paid out, right? Can somebody please tell me what position does this guy hold? Like, what is his job? What is? I ain't into politics. I didn't go UE. I'm a bit naive. I don't have a degree. Nope. So somebody please what does this guy do? What is he getting paid to do? What is he getting paid to do, family? Please, somebody tell me. What is he getting paid to do, man? Can't make this stuff up, man. She flying. No, I think she has a private jet, but she might be chartering her own private jet. So, I mean, it makes sense to me. That might be what she's doing. You know what I mean? And the taxpayers footing the bill. Okay, but before we go, family, this is important. This is a public service announcement here. Okay? Very serious business. They're at it again, family. They're at it again. Yeah, Corey, you gotta remember to check in though early. The live did be live, man. I mean, some folks say they don't mind watching it on the replay, but they say the live be the energy right through, pure energy. But check this out though, family. So we know that this guy here, we have not seen him in a while. We've not seen him in a while. But now he's talking about monkeypox, tests are on the way. Well, before we get into the monkeypox thing, right? I know some folks lately been coming out with a little cold again. I've seen folks with their Vicks and tissue and brown mints and whatnot. Let me just share this last video real quick. I think this is important enough to share, okay? So, here, yeah, let me go, yeah. Yeah, here we go. And I'm gonna put this link up as well, just because I think it's relevant.
Meanwhile, there is a new subvariant of the Omicron mutant variant that is spreading rapidly. At this point of time, this subvariant of the Omicron is being referred to as the BA2. And it's fast becoming the dominant strain of the virus in several countries. The world is back to asking the same questions that we were asking just a few months ago. How deadly is this new subvariant of the Omicron? Will it endanger the progress that has been made so far? And will the vaccines even work against this new sub-mutant variant? Our next poll gets you the details.
Now, I ain't gonna go too far into it. I put the link up just now there in the comments. Go click on it. Go check it out, family. And for those interested, because I know a lot of folks who couldn't care less. The reason I'm putting this information out early is so that when they start talking this fear factor again, you would already have an idea based on your own research of what it is, what they claim it is, what it isn't, whether the 6 shots that gone already could work or can't work, or will the new one, which they do have a new one specifically designed for this one, that apparently is the vaccine for all variants now, the ones that even come out yet. Yeah, you'd already realize that you can't make this up, family. You cannot make this up. Straight up. So yeah, though, that's my 2 cents for the night, family. I hope we had a good session. Give me some feed for it. Let me know how y'all think about it. Definitely want to shout out to Lumumba again for coming on the other night for sure. He's gonna be back up here soon. What was that? She said, can she afford the US 106,000? I don't know if that's really her salary. I think she makes a little more than that actually. It's probably, well, it's all the same. It's almost $250,000 Barbados, so in total. But the issue is, you can have all the money in the world, man. What does it profit someone to gain the world and lose their soul, man? You got to study these things differently, family. Anyhow, thank you for sticking around, taking time. I hope that we understood everything. Yeah, launder money, the ones who went to Canada. Yeah, we know what's going on, family. We know what's going on, family. But it's that time. There you go. Pest and disease don't attack healthy plants. Neither the disease attack healthy people. Stay healthy, job people. I love it, Elder. I love it. I love it. You see right there, family? There's your cure. Stay healthy. Start with the mind and free the body. Free the mind, free the body. Because only you could emancipate yourself from mental slavery. That sounds like a tune for the night, right? Sound like some Bob, family. Sound like some Bob, family. Sound like some Bob. Yes, family. Yeah, I think they shut off Facebook. I could be wrong, but I think Facebook does shut off the Bob session. It's a nod or Rasta, man. We love Bob, but we can't love you. I can fix that on the protest page. Anyhow, family, that's what it is, man. If you on Facebook right now still watching, please, you can jump over to YouTube. We're going to wrap it up anyhow. But YouTube is always up and available. So you want to leave a comment, you can just swing right over and drop your comment on the YouTube page. Don't watch the face. But I give thanks again for all those staying, and shout out to the families that have wards in this system. Family, we give you strength. We pray peace for you, guidance, but more importantly, strength, because this thing ain't easy, family. We need each other. Let us raise our frequency. Let's raise our vibrations and elevate our consciousness and realize that through the power of the mind, we've already won. Look how they've fallen apart. I mean, they're having one meeting, press conference, and they're both saying 2 different things. Yet they're telling us what's really going on. Recognize that, again, it wasn't Pharaoh that hardened his heart. It was universal order, the power of God, the Almighty, that put it in him to do such a thing. So let's recognize it. When you see them doing things, like I said, we're not here to bring judgment. We're here to recognize that it's time to get our house in order and speak truth to power. Full stop. It's not the day to be bowing and bending and ducking and hiding and frightened. Only the wicked flee when no one pursue. Blessed love, family. Had a great night. Thanks again for sharing your time and energy with me. The energy, create the energy, and fashion the reality from the mentality. One consciousness. Haile Selassie I, Empress was there, man and family. One perfect balance, man. Much love here. We're going to link up on Friday. Bishai was supposed to come through and drop some science. The elder know what time it is, man. Always ready, though. So I can call him on the dot. I know he ready whenever. So we're going to link up for sure, right? Y'all enjoy the rest of the night. And again, much thanks. And I appreciate love, the time, and energy, family. We out.